Okay, today we're going to continue through our immutable laws of real estate. We're going to be on laws 17 and 19. We're working our way through these. We'll be done shortly. So getting right into it, we'll knock it out. Law 17. This one is called excitement, agent excitement. So here's what this means. This is also the law. One reason why I'm really big on getting feedback whenever someone sees your house. So excitement. So here's what I mean. Depending on your house, what kind of house you have, how desirable it is, where it's at, all that good stuff. Ideally, there are agents that have their buyers set up on a search or that are looking or waiting for your house to pop up on the market. Or there are buyers that are set up on a search, or they set themselves up on a search on Realtor.com, on Zillow, or whatever website that they should choose to use. So whenever your house goes live, you list it appropriately, all that good stuff, it's in great condition. There's an excitement in the marketplace that happens. So you have, hopefully in that first week, you have 4 or 5 showings, and those are your best buyers. That's why it's very important to list your house right, because those first buyers are your best buyers, because they're the ones who are waiting for something to pop up in the area and the price range that they're looking for. And if yours pops up like that, that's your best chance to get multiple offers. That's your best chance to not have to do as many repairs, all that kind of stuff, the quicker you go on the market. If you're overpriced, or you're priced at a level where your home isn't up to par on where it should be as far as condition, those buyers are gonna come in, look at your home, they're gonna choose not to buy it, and then your house becomes a candidate to be one of those houses that sit on the market for a long time, maybe expires or whatever, you reduce the price or whatever it is that happens. So agent excitement. So in that first week, you would ideally like to have 4 to 7 to 10 showings depending on the market. Right now, you're probably not gonna get 10 showings. If you do, you're probably going under contract. That's a great sign. So agent excitement. You don't necessarily see this as a home seller other than how many showings you get or don't get. That would not be exciting. But so that agent excitement, so an agent gets excited, say, yes, I see this house, it just popped up. I'm gonna show this to my buyer because this is the house that they're looking for. The more of those, the more realtors, the more buyers you have of those, the better. Here's just some little tidbits. What one buyer likes, they all like. Okay, so all buyers, they're looking at the same houses in the same areas depending on the person. What one likes, they all like. The yard, it's amazing how consistent feedback is amongst people. I'm trying to think of it again. The yard, for instance, if it's overgrown or whatever, or it's not in great shape, you got dogs that dug all sorts of holes, you're gonna hear that from over and over and over again from buyers. What they all like, or what one likes, they all tend to like, all the buyers, an awesome fridge, commercial fridge built into the house. All your buyers are probably gonna like that. What one dislikes, they all dislike. And you got to realize that these buyers, they're looking at the same houses. So if there's 6 houses in one neighborhood that are listed, or that are somewhat comparable, they're all looking at those same houses. That's why I said before in one of the laws that either you're helping someone else sell their home or they're helping you sell your home. And here's another tidbit that I like to tell people because it's so stinking true. It may sound a little bit harsh, but no one cares if your home sells other than you and me. We are the only 2 people that care if your home sells. So just realize that. Jumping over, we're gonna skip 18, 19. This one, we call this one monthly. Buyers will buy the best house they can afford for amount of monthly budget they have. Buyers buy consumers, really. It doesn't even have to be houses. It's just kind of how our society works. We look at monthly payment. What's my monthly payment going to be? We're not necessarily looking at as much, most people aren't anyway. We're talking in broad terms here at the actual price of the home. We look at how much can we afford, what price can we afford to keep our monthly payments where we want them to be. So that kind of coincides with a previous law that we also talked about, price bracketing. That's why buyers are looking up to a certain amount. They're looking at 100 to 150,000, or it'd be like more like 100. I guess in the $100,000, it's like 10,000. Let's go to 300 to 325, 300 to 350. That's why they bracket themselves, is because that's where they want to be on their monthly payment. So if you go to 351, you're losing out on buyers that are looking to 350. So anyway, if you need to sell a home, if you are looking to sell a home, if you are in Mustang or Yukon or anywhere in the metro area, give me a call so we can talk about your home, even if it's going to be a year. I'm telling you, I say this all the time because it's so stinking important, because you can tell the difference between people who have thought this out and have planned this versus the people that are just spur of the moment. They find a house, now they need to list their house. The sooner you begin to make a plan, the sooner you begin to make small repairs, the sooner you start planning this and you know what you can afford, how much you're going to net whenever you sell your house, the smoother the transaction goes. The people, the buyers, the sellers that know they want to sell their house but they haven't spoken to anyone, and then they're always on Zillow, and then all of a sudden they find this house that they love, and now we're rushing to get their home prepared for pictures. It's not as much fun. It's stressful. Things aren't 100% the way they should be whenever you list your house versus the people that are constantly, or not constantly, but that are prepared because they know this is something they want to do. I say that to say, if selling your home is something you're going to want to do in the future, even if it's 1 year down the road, it's a goal of yours, it's never too early to talk about it, because we can say, okay, I can come out, we can say, okay, your house is probably going to sell for $300,000. Here's what you're going to net. In a year from now, you may have it down. You may have your payment, or your may have a little bit more equity, so you may net a little bit more. But here's about how much you're going to be able to put down towards a new house. So here's how much you need to save for to be able to put down a little extra to keep your monthly payment where it needs to be. It's just making a plan. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. I believe that very, very strong-heartedly. So anyway, give me a call. Let's talk. If you want to buy a home, let's talk. I'd love to help you.